Hello there. I'm Cheryl Algie from Kerrang in Northern Victoria, Australia, and I'm just trying to get the best position here. I need to push that up a bit. Don't know why I'm all out of position. I didn't move anything that I knew that I moved. Okay. Where's all my stuff now? Okay, the card that I put up on Facebook was one of the ones that we did the virtual retreat. So and that's in a US size. Now there was a lot of people that were saying we needed directions afterwards. We got cutting directions. They had, as I think I've explained, they had cutting directions on the opposite sides of the DSP. They did everything wonderfully. And really, what card tutorial do you purchase nowadays that you don't get a video tutorial with, and you don't get step-by-step instructions, because some things just don't get conveyed in a video. So I actually challenged myself yesterday to do, well, I'll show you before we start. Oh, actually, I know what I've forgotten to do. I had some new stuff I was going to show you at the end. I'll race out and grab that towards the end when I put my cards up when they're finished. So this is the one. I used the Charming Day paper. Let me find what it's called. I think I've used this a bit, and it is still available. Floral Charm, it's called. I was going to use 2 sheets out of that, and then because I double cut the mossy meadow leaves when I cut them, I was too lazy to cut them again in a brown. It doesn't actually tell you what brown is used in this paper, but it's definitely brown, especially I'll show you the piece I was going to use, which would be really pretty. I was half thinking I should cut up again and do that one. Where is it? I mean, I think any DSP would work. You've just got to work with it. So that's the other one that I thought I might use. Yeah, but didn't end up cutting up for that. I'm using a different pack of paper called, but I've not even used, it's the first time I've used it, Brushed with Beauty Designer Series paper, and the coordinating colours, Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. I'll just briefly show you those. That's just got not sure that I'm really fond of that. These sorts of stripy ones are very handy to have. So it's got floral and it's got stripy on the back. I'll spend a lot of time on this. This one's got some little yellow flowers, and these sorts of papers are very useful as well. This one's pretty, really pretty. The only reason I didn't choose that is because we don't have any colouring mediums in the vanilla, and that's a vanilla flower. Guess I could have changed the colour, and that's got the mossy meadow. I quite like that one on the back. This one's got, that's pretty. It's got the little flowers with the Calypso Coral. It's a fairly bold Calypso Coral. That's probably the one, well, that's the one I'm using, so it's in there. I was nearly going to use that, but wasn't sure, didn't feel I mightn't have had enough colours to use. So anyway, I chose this one. So we'll see how we go, and we'll see what it looks like, shall we? And I'm not doing it exactly as they did in the retreat, because there was a couple of things I felt that I changed because I could. So, okay. And these are the these are the gems that comes with this set, Pearls of Beauty. So they're pretty. So I got them out so that I'm not searching everywhere for them. And for my other card, I fussy cut around that. But as I did share with you, when you buy the retreat, choose your words, they give you these die cuts and they put a stripy bit on the back so that we weren't trying to figure out which way was up. So that was handy. So and I'll show you my pieces. And what I mean by you don't need any measurements, you can just do your card in your size card. My card that I'm doing, because I live in Australia, I'm doing 21 centimetres by 14.9. Therefore my DSP, and I rather like, let's put that over there if anyone wants to know what that is, it's there. I rather like that idea of covering the whole card. I never used to do that, but I rather like it. The only thing is, I don't know that you would get 3 across. I'm just checking to make sure my other one was perfect. That's the right size. I should have checked that before. Should be, because I cut it on my trusty trimmer. The same, so it should be the same. And my piece is 10.5 by 14.9. But if you live in a different area, you just change it to suit what yours is. So I'm not using the base just yet. I'm doing mine, as I said on my Facebook blurb. I'm doing it a little differently. What will I do first? I might do this first. And this piece I worked out, I just measured their one, and then I just worked out what would work for me, which was, where did I put it? 11.3 centimetres by 7.7 centimetres. I think that's about, I can tell you on my trimmer because it has the measurements. 7.5 is 3 inches by 11.3 is about, it's about 4, well I could measure the one off there, it's about 4.5 roughly. And this is the two-tone cardstock, so I'm going to use the lighter one. And we might do this part next, actually. And I've just cut a little banner. We had banners that we pushed out of the paper as well to make things easier. So I just did this on my glass mat yesterday when I did it, and hopefully you'll be able to see and not have too much glare. And I used, we're back again. Stupid people ringing me when they know that I'll be live. Well, they should know. Not sure who it was. It could have been one of those ones that you don't want. So they said if we're worried about, and I do worry about being, where's my dark Calypso Coral? Worry about being straight. I'm just going to try that on just a scrap piece because I should have done this yesterday. No, that's okay because my Blackberry Bliss one was a bit sad. I was getting just a little wee stripe. So that's how we did the piece that you see in the middle. So I just went 2 of these, whatever they are. I don't know what they are, a centimetre maybe, or half a centimetre. I just did this with my dark Calypso Coral and my ruler. Concentrating. I didn't do too good on that edge, but maybe it's one I might cover up. Anyway, it's a handmade card, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Is that 2? No, that's 3. Concentrate, woman. Concentrate. That edge didn't work either. I'll just do that. 2. The reason I'm using the glass mat is because when I did it yesterday, it just wiped off with a baby wipe. So I thought, how good is that? That's 2. So I just loved all the different, they're not really techniques, just different ways to use your products. So as I've said before, I found it really beneficial, whether you're just starting stamping or whether you've been stamping for a while. I'm just going to go back to this one because I've got a bit of a, see, I'm fussy like that. That's better. That suits me better. And this one I'll be just asking your input because I haven't made this actual card before. So I've made the card, but I haven't used this piece of DSP. So I'll be thinking as I go. Now, firstly, we might stamp, and I'm going to, we didn't do this, or they didn't do this at, I was going to say on stage. It wasn't on stage, was it? I am using the flower from, that's my crumb cake. I might just pop that back till we're ready for it. And I was going to show you what I was using. So I was using the Forever Florals. I'm only using the die, this one out of there, to cut out the, that's what I've cut this piece here out with. Oh, and the leaves I've cut out with that. So I'm not using any of the other stamps, I don't believe. Hopefully I'm not telling lies. And I am using this floral one out of here, and this is exclusive to the retreat. So if you want this stamp, you have to buy the class. I might as well get the other one out while we're there. Because we're using the text stamp on this as well. I haven't even put the name of that because I'm not sure what to actually call that. That one, I'm actually going to pick that up with my other, oh, I can pick it up with the paper, it'd be better. Because you can't read the writing, but I still want it to be straight on the block. So we know that we put our stamp down first. Oh, hello, Miss Sharon. Haven't had you with us for a while. I hope you are well. I did receive a notification of your order last night, and you did buy the new paper. Well, you're one ahead of me because I don't have that yet. So we pop our stamp down so that it relaxes and we pick it up. I do want something underneath that in case I go off it. Put a piece of paper. And now what I'm doing differently, so I'll just explain what I'm doing and why. I can show you on these 2 cards. I know you're all very discerning, so you all know what I mean. So I'll take that out of the packet so you can see. So when we did it in the retreat, and I know it would be in the interest of saving time and probably saving us having to buy too much product because there were people that weren't demonstrators doing it and not everybody has everything. We just stamped that in Berry Burst, and if you can see here where we coloured it, it's bled, and I didn't quite like that. So I thought yesterday when I was watching it, I was quite proud of myself because I'd already stamped it in the rich raspberry, and then I thought, I don't want that to bleed. So I actually stamped over it again in Versamark and clear embossed it. And can you see the difference? No bleeding with the leaves, which I prefer. That just suits me. So it depends how you like to stamp, which whatever suits you. You mightn't worry about it being like that, but I did. So we can still emboss with, it was only that I forgot to, I like to kind of moisten my stamp first. That might have had a bit of red on it still, did it? Oh no, it must be from something else. I think. Maybe, maybe not. I can't see what I'm doing. Yes, you can see my whole desk. Let's go there, because I don't really want, I've got to decide what colour I want too. I had it all worked out in my head. Now I've got to consult my head to see what I was going to do. What are we going to do? I think perhaps, I think I perhaps want the flowers done in Calypso Coral. Stamp them in that. Do the little ones in, the centres in Darling Duckling. And colour in the, colour in the flowers. Yeah, that's what we'll do. With Petal Pink. Because we're not actually colouring in those flowers. Okay. Now I actually want that on something dark so I can see it, because every time I stamped it, I have my, I had that, yeah, I did have one of those out, which is very sticky, because I just, not just, but I did not long ago re-ink it, so I think I want to use Calypso Coral for that. I'm just going to put these things out of the way so I can put my stamp pad on there. Give it a bit of a dust. One of the presenters used a, I suppose I can see the point of that, used a clip on her embossing buddy. I wasn't sure why, but that was probably why. Don't look at my grotty Versamark paper. So this is how you clear emboss in a different colour. Probably most of you know this, but some of you might not. Because this has gone very pink, I can't really see if it's, so I can, sort of, I can kind of see. So now we've just got to get this lined up, which is about, it's going to be about like that. Sorry if my head gets in there, it's just too bad. I think that looks right. Give it a good press down. Getting very confident and packing up my, I don't think I've done too bad a job. I mean, I could have fussy cut it, but I was just trying to cut down on some time. So how perfect is that? Pity I couldn't do that perfect when I was doing the class, isn't it? But I was doing them later anyway, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, that's the only drawback to doing this. You can't sort of pick it up without touching it. Touching where you've stamped. I managed to do that. And yes, this is old. Well, it's the previous previous Stampin' Up! One embossing powder that we had. I didn't feel like this was a card that I needed to use the good stuff, if you will, for that. So I think I've covered most of it. A bit hard to see on this colour. You can't really see anything because it's clear, obviously. And I may get my tweezers. So I may need them. Unless I put it, I might have to put it, leave it on the table and choose a point. Because wherever I pick it up, I'm going to, it was actually easier to do it on a piece of paper and then cut it out actually. So I'm going to turn the volume off so that I don't It's really hard to see whether that's, I can see, I don't know if you can see, I can see it's shiny in places. It's not actually raised. I can see a little smear there too, but I think it's pretty good. I think it will work. What I want. Let's pop those. I might just pop them there actually. Now we can do our colouring on here. So I think I want Darling Duckling for the flower centres, which is one of our in colours. Is that what I want to do? Yep. That's what they've done for all the flower centres. Okay. I might be able to do Calypso Coral for the other little ones, just to give it a bit of variation. Oops, nearly went to the wrong flower. That looks pretty good. Let me just look at these two to see what I've done. So I've done a different, that one's a different colour, but you can't see that it's different. So I think I'm gonna do those little flowers in Petal Pink. That was Darling Duckling. I'm gonna use Petal Pink Dark, and I'm going to use Calypso Coral Dark for the centres. So I'm going to do the whole of the flowers in Petal Pink. there was a lot of colouring in the virtual class, and they used primarily dark blends because they said, you guys say that you don't use them enough, so we're going to colour with them. And it was fine, you know, and it's true, we don't use them enough. We use them for highlights, but we don't, and then we end up running out of our light ones, and you have to buy 2 at once. You have to buy them in a pair, so you end up with heaps of dark and not the light, because you're using the light for your shading, for the colouring in the full images. Don't let me forget to show you the new stuff that I've got, including the new stamping positioner, but I've only received it this morning, so I haven't had a chance to do anything with it just yet. Got all those flowers, so it's very quick colouring. And then we just did a little circle around these centres. I said just do it, don't even think about it, so I'm trying to do that. Oh, and the mossy meadow for the leaves, which was also very quick. Mossy, where are you? Up here. Okay, so first, the girl that did this one did do some blending, some light and dark blending. I didn't actually do the veins of the leaves on my other ones. I'm not going to do that today either, for fear that I might wreck it. But I just did them all in one go and then went back and did the blending. Just do it very quickly, staying in the lines if you can. Just to give your leaves a bit of definition. Then I'll start from where I left off. Not from where I left off, from where I began before, because these, before it dries out too much, because it's rather warm today. I think we're going to have 35 or 36. I didn't actually look at the temperature, but I noticed it was getting warmer. You can see how well that blends. And it doesn't bleed because we've done that extra step. And did you see the I see you, I've already said, Sharon, you got the new product of the month paper. I was a little bit on the fence for that. It'll depend whether I need to put an order in, whether I get that or not. Got so much paper that, but I thought I would share from the demo party planning page. They did a video on it the other morning. Not sure when that was. Yesterday maybe. Lose track because America's behind us, so I'm not sure when it was. So if you're a demonstrator, you can check that out, and they popped up all the photos for us to share I thought, what a good idea, because you don't always get time to get the product, and you mightn't want to get the product either, because you know you have to spend $125 to get it, and then by the time you've got it, sometimes the promotion's gone, so like it's all done and dusted. So that was a good idea, that all these, there was 3 demonstrators that did all those samples, which were wonderful, I thought. Now, where are we up to? We've got that done. Now, when we did our card at the retreat, where did she put her envelope? Here we go. This is another thing I'm going to do differently. I didn't mean to do it yesterday, but I did, and then I thought, well, I like that better. Just showing you again the difference. So at retreat, the strings went inside there so you could see them. You may have noticed that before. But yesterday when I was popping my card together, I didn't have this piece on, and I popped my strings there, and I thought, well, I think I like that better. It doesn't matter that they're on the inside, but I think I prefer that look. So that's what I'm going with. Okay, and yeah, so I think where I'm up to now. First, we might get all our bits ready first, so I'll just show you here. I've already die cut some of these. I'll show you how not that you need to know how to die cut, most of you know how to do that. I'll just grab out I'll show you the full pieces too. Where is the other one? So if you can notice, this is the two-tone Mossy Meadow, okay? So if you want your leaves, see how I've got on this one here, I've got one light. Oh, that looks to be a different colour there. Don't know how that happened. Oh no, it's just the light that it's in. I've got 2 dark. We need 5. Maybe I want them to be too dark, do I? It's not going to really matter. I just wanted to show you how that happened. So then I can do these 2 together, because this is lighter than normal cardstock, so I can cut 2 at once. And by putting my light this side and the dark that side, I can get a light and a dark with one pass through. So I thought I'd bring my little blue out and just cut this leaf for you, so I don't normally die cut live, but that's why I didn't do the extra one, just to show you what I was doing. Okay, that's just to stop my machine from moving. Put our die up the correct way. May or may not, I think you'll be able to see that. Went down a little bit. Hopefully not too much, but anyway, I've got plenty of Mossy Meadow. I've got a whole pack of that. I think I've told you before that you can buy it in multi-packs, or you can buy full packs. And I'll just get rid of this for a sec. Already got my label cut. Let's put that baby down on the floor. Do need to poke him out. He doesn't just fall out, but he doesn't normally get stuck in there, although he's had a lot of work, so saying that, did get a bit stuck. There we go. And I could have done 2 light ones if I wanted to, but I thought I'd just to show you, and it doesn't really matter. We can work with whatever we've cut. I just couldn't work with brown, with green with the brown. That's all. That's why I changed my mind on what I was going to do. Anybody out there wanting to sign up, if you sign up this month, I think it goes till the 3rd of March or something, you get a free stamp positioner. Actually, let's not do that just yet. Let's finish our stamping. Sorry about the dirty mat. And what I did yesterday, I wanted to see, now I haven't cleaned that, so I need to stamp the inside and the envelope, but I'm not going to get excited and do all of that this afternoon because I messed up last week, didn't I? I put my Calypso coral away. So to see whether this was dark enough, yes, I could have used a scrap piece of it, but because we don't see the middle, what I did was I stamped right in the middle to see whether I liked, yes, I do, to see whether I liked that colour. Thought I might have had to go darker, but I'm happy with that. So you can start off the page if you would like. Just adds another layer of texture to your beautiful card. And let's come down the sides. See if that's going to be, I think that's going to cover, yep. Come down here. Wonder if this has got a direction, this paper. What do you reckon? I reckon it's that way up or that way up. Oh, it's probably that way up, I reckon. Not going to need that just yet either. I'm getting nervous. I might actually clean both of those and pop them there, and then if I give it a quick clean, I won't have to worry about putting my hand in it, will I? That was naughty. I didn't stamp off, did I? Did you see that, Sharon? You should have said, you're naughty, you didn't stamp off. So now, where's our silicone mat? Oh, I'll need that after. I need to cut this. Make sure I'm cutting it in the correct way. Down the middle there. So if you're a bit fussy, and you can mark it if you want. I didn't actually cut it very straight yesterday when I did it. But just try and get I'll put it up here so maybe you'll be able to see it a bit better. I don't think I actually had it lined up properly. Or maybe it moved, I don't know. It's probably me. does not really matter if it's perfect anyway. Now, during the virtual live, we used our take to pick tool, but this is another variation I'm doing. Everyone's got a little punch. You don't want a great big one. I did them both together, and the reason I did them like so is because I felt that it would have been easier to put the string through, the twine through, without a jagged, you know, when you do a hole with your take your pick tool, it doesn't leave a nice neat hole. So this one is, I can't even tell you what it is because I threw the packet out and it doesn't have the size, but it's about the same sized hole as you would get from your pokey tool, so don't stress too much. I got it through using the pokey tool, but I just thought this was easier for me, and I put them both together so they're in the same spot and just punched them like that. Then I need to put some adhesive on just this side of it. So I didn't bother to go back and watch the video again. I just thought I'm just gonna, because I can't be watching a video if I'm trying to show you something live, can I? So I just thought I'll just see if I can remember what to do and how to do it just by looking at the card, and I could, so I did. That's straight on there. Maybe that wasn't straight when I did that. Just trying to get that not to move and to have that in the center a little bit. And if we try and do that on the other side as well. Yeah, and they used two-sided, what do you call it? The two-tone paper for this too. I did not. I just used normal cardstock. I'd cut it and then I thought, oh, it should have been two-tone, but guess what? Who cares? Not me, obviously. So now for our twine. And again, this was just how I did it. I think we put, I was going to go and check the video, but I mean, you can do whatever you want. Start from the bottom first. Thread it through here. It's the other one that's hard to do. I'm saying, and I can't get it through there. I don't like licking it, so I'm going to wet it. Of course, I didn't have this much trouble yesterday, did I? Make sure you haven't got wet on your cardstock. Honestly, this is the hardest part of this card, threading this through, because it's double. Maybe, actually, I'm going to be there all day. I'm just going to use my needle. Had to drag out some needles for this class, and I should be able to get it through double, can I? No. Say a prayer for me. There we go. No, you don't get it all at once, it splits. Ask me how I know. think I may have poked it through with my pokey tool, did I? I did need to use that for the other one. I didn't for this. Let me see if I can do it separate, but I bet I can't. No, just going to try. I didn't tell you how much this was. It was 70 centimetres because our cards are longer than the US ones. So you need a bit more. So therefore this was longer. That makes sense. So I did need a bit more. Mine, so I figured I'd do 70 and see how that went, and it was fine. Now, hang on. Nearly got it. Nearly isn't good enough. I'll push it through by whatever means we can. Did I get you, you little rotter? There we go. There we go. Got that one. There. Or did I not need to do the two? Hang on, maybe I didn't. I might be teaching you all wrong. I don't think I needed to do the two, actually. No, because it goes like this. You drip, I think. Yes, it's just one. I should have just looked at my card. Sorry to confuse you guys. Goes there. And either side of there, hang on, either side of there. Then either side of there, that's right. You look at your card, you can see that's either side of there. Yes, like that. And then this one comes up here. But before we do that, we've got to pop this on here. And I'm getting hot. All that. And I'm using these big sheets of this again, so I think that'll be all right. I can just use the whole one. Saves 1,000 dimensionals. I'll just need some down the sides. It's just a little bit long, so let's just see what I'm doing here. Yeah, just need to cut a bit off that. You can use that just as a dimensional for something else. No waste. Put that very close to there. And then if I cut that this way, it's going to fit there without having to cut it off, I think. That's a bit wide. Probably didn't really need that, but we've got it, so I'll just keep that there. Might use that for something else one other day. Hopefully that's going to be, yep, that's going to be right. Now we need to stick that on so that it's centered, and that goes there, like that. Any questions? That's got to be the bottom, so just make sure you papers up the right way, and I think we said that was the right way. And it's on an angle which is making me nervous. Okay. That's centered. We've got that centered. Stick him down. Then we're coming up here. I probably could have got the top piece of that. What have I done? Have I done that wrong? What have I done? No, that's right. Oh, this isn't even together. It's come in half. It's just not going to be as long enough thingy. So this piece here has got to go through there. So we won't mess around. We'll grab this. Hopefully I've got enough to tie a nice bow. Do that, and we'll put that through here. I think this is right. I'm just following my nose a little bit. And you wouldn't believe that I did this without a hitch yesterday. I still did put 2 pieces of twine through. You would think I would learn, wouldn't you? That's like 24 hours ago, so there we go. And I still had enough twine, there we go. So that's that piece there. That's my wrong scissors. I know that worked. Cool, so we've got that done. Put our sewing kit away, and now we can put this onto here. Before I did that, we didn't do this in retreat, but I always like to, actually if you've followed me for a while, you know me, and you know I always like to secure my twine or my ribbon down with some tear tape. And that I like seal for putting my card onto my mat, onto my, oops, went off there. Why are you playing up? Goodness me, I've got a wonky one, have I? Might be able to fix you. Yes. The first time I've been able to fix a wonky one. Maybe I didn't let it go too far away. Now what I like to do, I did this last week too, showed you. I like to put my two edges there, and then these ones in. Don't press down until you check the other side and make sure it's right. And it is. So then we need to put our, still got to stamp our greeting. I did punch out a banner. Getting a bit excited there, I guess. And I really need to stamp that next. But I just looked at how they'd cut theirs. And we've got, if you look at this, we've got our piece like that. So we have cut through, hang on, we've cut like about that. It doesn't really matter, just do it. Of course, I have to fluff around and make sure it's like theirs. But if this isn't, it'll be different, won't it? We can't be here all day deciding on how to cut a piece, can we? I do need to stamp my banner because I need to hide that under my flowers. Now, what am I going to stamp that in? Probably Calypso Coral that I put away. And could use Hello, but I rather like this Happy Birthday from Loveliest Tree. I've used that a lot. So I like to line my stamp up, same as I do a photopolymer. No, this is not a photopolymer. But we'll see how we go. You can usually tell if the stamp is lined up or not. And then the advantage of cutting it with a banner is if I mess this up, like cut it, stamp it crooked, I can just do another one. That's not too bad actually. And die cut it, and I can die cut it so that it looks straight. So that's not too bad, I said, didn't I? So on this one, we've just covered the other end of it. So I just came about like that. Fingers crossed. Pretty much perfect. Better couldn't do that again. Okay, let's get ourselves organised. And I like to look at the other card and see where I need to pop things underneath. I'm just grabbing my bone folder to give this a bit of texture. I actually might do it a bit different to what I did yesterday. I might just come here. I might just put my seal, hopefully this is quicker, might not be, all over my pieces and adhere my leaves before I stick this down. So if that's I've gone wrong there. I've gone wrong there. I think, have I? I've just cut it in a different spot. That's all right. So one leaf goes here, and I've used a dark one there. Of course, that always happens to me. I should have put more sticky towards the edge, and I didn't. Get off my fingers now. Get off my fingers. Probably need it more around the edges. I don't want it on the straight bit because I'm not going to have any leaves there, am I? So that's what I normally like to do. If I think about it, that is pick up my piece and that. That doesn't look the same. Is that supposed to be that one? No, I don't know what I've done here. It's not, one's not the same as the other. Obviously, I've cut a different piece. I think that should go there, actually. Oh well, it's just going to be different, isn't it? That should go there. Or does it matter? Our flower looks upside down, doesn't it? We're just going to have to go with it. Now I've showed you what, as Sharon says, I've showed you what not to do. So we'll put one, make sure it's up the right way though. We'll put one here. Oh, need him coming out a bit more than that. Can go there. And preferably a light one. I don't know, I might use a dark one because otherwise I'm not going to have any light ones left. Or there. Just going to go with that. Oh, need some dimensionals now. That's the only thing with doing it this way, it gets all over your fingers. Grab our big dimensionals, and then you don't have to worry about, by doing it this way, you don't have to worry about where you're poking your leaves, because you know that you haven't got dimensionals where you're putting your leaves, if that makes sense. I know I'm putting a lot of dimensionals, but that's because I care. Oh, that was so funny. During the retreat, one of them said, I think it was Karen, said she puts so many because she cares, and the other lady, she said it's because she doesn't care as much. It's so funny. And yeah, I meant to say when I was using the Darling Duckling, every time she went to, one of them went to use it, she'd say, oh, it's something about a duck. And Sarah said, I just wish that had a fit on the label, and we could have done that. Something about a duck. Okay. Does not matter if it's, oh, and what I've forgotten is my words. Won't press that down because we want our words. They're not going to fit where I thought they'd fit, are they? I might put that because it's not going to go where I want it to go. So we've got this here. And we're going to put one, maybe a light one down here because we haven't got a light one there. That's going to go there. And this one can go out here. Then I'll see where that, oops, in there a bit more. I'll see where my happy birthday can go once I get this on. So this is different to what I did yesterday. So I didn't cut my design down like I should have in the right place, but we will work with it. It's going to be fine. No one will know except me and whoever's watching on YouTube, will they? We all make boo-boos. And no one knows they're boo-boos. They all think it's a beautiful card, which it is. We don't want that to go over that. Actually don't want that to go off that corner either. And actually, could I put, no, I don't want to do that. I don't know, I might leave the sentiment off, I think. Not sure. Unless I do that and shift that leaf down to there, but now I can't. How stuck is it? That's pretty stuck. Not be able to get most of it off. If I can put that, let's put this first, like that. Let's do that. He's going to have 3 in case he sags in the middle. Now I've just got 2 together there. That was a bit of a waste, so I can't get those apart. Okay, don't get too excited then, and don't get 2 at once. You coming over here. I want the leaf to come over there, not be in there. It has to be that way. I'll need a little bit of glue here, I reckon. Let's just work out where it's going to go first. Yeah, perhaps there. So maybe I can just put it in with a glue dot. That'll be easier. Except it wants to stick on my finger now. Okay. There we go. There we go. And for our inside, not forgetting about the gems. We'll work out what we're going to have with them in a sec. We need the Calypso coral again. I messed up my envelope stamping because I didn't got sticky things everywhere. I didn't ink this whole thing up. I've got something on there. Don't you hate it when you get things on your stamp that you're not aware of? I'm not sure what that is. Let's see if it mucks up. And I've got little bits of stuff everywhere. I don't know why I've got little bits of stuff. Got it all over my ink pad. That's okay. We just want to do this for the inside. And where did my envelope go? It's here. What did we do? I think we did the, not that I have to do it the same, yeah, we just did the flap. And I somehow or other messed mine up. And got that right on there, that's why that happened. How did I do that? How did I? Trying to keep my sheet clean, so I I don't remember doing this yesterday. Gosh, it must be the heat. Must be getting to my brain. But I had this, like this, somehow. And another part of it I had here. I've inked up the whole thing because yesterday I didn't, and I had partial stamping that I did not like. Hello, Craft on the Back 40. How are you? And thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I'm a bit muddled this afternoon. Yeah, did you perhaps do the virtual retreat? Now, some embellishments. Like, you wouldn't even know that I've done that differently. To me, the flower looks upside down, but we're just not telling anyone. Now, where did I put those embellishments? I knew I wouldn't be able to find them. Ah, here we are. No, that's the back of those. Ah, here we go. Here we go. I'll show you what colours are in these, and you can tell me what you think. They used white. They used different paper, of course, and they used white for theirs, and I used white, I believe, for mine. Can't even find my card now. It's gone. Put it there. No, that's the envelope. Where did you scoot off to? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's under here. It's under here. I used white for mine too. So let's see what we think. You can't see if I do that. White's going to work. And brown. I think white may be best because we've got the white. The flowers are white because we haven't coloured them in. So let's do the white. I did say I was going to ask you, but it's too hard to show you. Now these are going to have to go in different spots because I've covered those up. Might have to be more up the top than the bottom this time, which is perfectly fine. They'll just go where they're told to go. So I'm going to put 5. How about that? Got there in the end. Do you have a preference? That was the card retreat. So these, everyone will have those. These are mine. I actually saw somewhere, probably the virtual retreat page. Just going to quickly clean this because I'm going to grab out the, I haven't even made it into my craft room yet, the new stuff that I got this morning. And clean that properly. I don't want that all in my chamois. I'm just going to quickly give that a clean, and while you're looking at those cards and telling me if you have a preference. Have I been paused or something? No, you didn't? Okay, and you're from Mississippi. Thank you so much. What time do you have there? It's like, what time is it? 5:30 in the afternoon here. Gosh, I didn't realise I'd been here for so long. Been here about an hour and a half already. Goodness. And I think this one needed cleaning too. Yes, I'm correct. So yeah, I do like either DSP there. Maybe I need some glue behind that. These are things we can fix though. These ones I used my wet glue on there, and yeah, but I can see this being a good, you don't even need to, I haven't pulled the back off that, that's why that's sitting up like that. That would be why. They're not going to stick if you don't pull the back off, are they? So yeah, I can see that being, stamping that little text over the DSP being a really good technique for lots of our cards. I'll leave those there while I race out and grab the contents of my pre-order. Oh yes, my pre-order this morning. Thank you, Sharon. I probably said that already, did I? Some of these aren't pre-order. Some of them are things that I needed for classes that I purchased. So, paper, and that one's for a class that I've got to cover. So this one's already available, lovely arrangements. I can actually show you up close the dies. I like that, which you've probably seen all those on, I think that's the only one that I've got that you will have seen. I know, I got this, I had to get this all in a row embossing folder because I loved everything. Wasn't going to get this, I didn't think it was me, but for $9 I thought why not, because I already had the order sitting there. This isn't all, this is in the mini, that's not a pre-order. And yeah, I bought that for Paddy Bennett's part of the class that I'm doing. This one's new. It's Paradise Garden, and it's this stamp set, and it goes with, you're seeing this like I am for the first time. I'll have a drink, I'm really dry. So I even brought my water in here tonight. Oh, that's nice. Just don't put it on the ruler and don't make it fall over. Comes with, which is the part of this bundle that I really wanted, a 3D leaf embossing folder. I might just open that, show you guys, because I don't want to see it too. Get the sticky off. That is really pretty. I have been wanting a leaf embossing folder since they retired one we had years ago. So to have a 3D one, for me, is a plus. Love our 3D folders. So this is these are the dies that go with, this is the stamp set. So unusual to have a floral stamp set with a leafy die, I felt. So unusual, but if you don't get the bundle, what does that do? I'm not going to take that off. I'd say that cuts out the leaves individually. Oh, that's even more of a bonus. Did not realise that. And this one, gosh, you've got a huge banner. You've got a little die there, and I'm guessing this will die cut that. This will die cut this. This one for this. And these two for these single leaves, which is a great idea. Yeah, oh, I'm really happy that I got that. Really happy. Can't wait to use that. I've got a lot of work to do before I can use that though. Let's just see if the stamps are the size that's on the front, because that's often interesting. No, they're bigger, I think. Are they? Where's the big ones? Yeah, much bigger. Much bigger. And I like the words too. Wishing you a lovely day. You are appreciated. You make the world a better place. Okay. And the stamping positioning tool that I'm not going to go through, am I? Because you've probably all seen that. Other people. But this is what you can get for free if you sign up in the next month. Oh, maybe I will show you. But I'm not going to explain anything because I don't know anything yet. Boxes and stuff everywhere. So you've got your little one. Can I open that? Got our little one. That's the how-to. And we've got our magnets. Yep. Okay, well, we'll deal with that later. And that's the paper that goes with it. You do have to buy that separately. I wasn't sure if you needed the paper, but I think maybe perhaps you do. Can't get that back in there, so it's not going to go back in there. And go back in the box. Carefully, I don't want to break anything. And I did open this to see what was in this cellophane paper. And am I going to take that out? I'll have to. This doesn't go, the set that this goes with is called Whispers or something. It's very pretty, but it wasn't, well, you can't buy everything. You can, but I'm not going to. So I just looked at these flowers and I felt like they would go with that other set that I've just purchased, that I have purchased. So that's why I didn't get the set that goes with this. Beautiful, that looks like copper embossing on that one. Beautiful paper. And actually the paper that went with, I think it was the paper that I went with the set that I've got, was very, well, this will sound silly because you know, the girls that know me know that I love bright colours. But even for me, I just felt the colours were just not me. They were just too bright and not really leafy. So this paper, as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I love that. how gorgeous is that? Don't think I'll be using that. Who knows, I might. And neutral papers are always good. And you've got your copper leaves on the back. This is a linen look. And more flowers with the copper embossing on them. How beautiful is that? Very happy with that paper. It is absolutely stunning. What else has she got here? I think that's all that's new. This is new to me, but not new. I need a knife or something to do that with. I hate these sticky things. I don't have a knife in here. Let's see if my scissors will work. To just slit it rather than have the sticky stick onto your papers and ruin them. There we go. Better tell you what it's called. Lovely and Beautiful. This is the one that I need for Patty Bennett's class. It's very bright. I'll just quickly go through that because some of you might have already bought that. I wasn't sure if I was going to buy this, and then I thought it takes so long to get your orders sometimes, so I thought I may as well. And you've got your gold. I really like the gold embossing on that. It's beautiful. Do the backs and the fronts. I love that. They're all very neutral. Actually, this would be good for that card that I just did too, wouldn't it? Definitely would. I'll have to get them into my packaging. Don't want them in that. And this one you would have already seen too. This is for another. This is for Kim. I've forgotten her name. It was all part of it. Was a, what they called it. I think it was a retreat. It was by demonstrators for demonstrators. So I thought, well, that will save me some time. I don't know if it will save me any time. Well, it will, but yeah, I'll probably just run out of time, or I'll probably be all retired by the time I get to do it. This is so pretty too. I wasn't keen on this, but oh, and look, you get, that is one of the reasons I got this paper, because you actually get 3 sheets of each, I believe. I thought that's really good for doing classes. Got there's a lot of petal pink. Petal pink always seems to feature in our cards. Look at that, that's so pretty. That's almost the same as a piece, one of the pieces that we used in the virtual card retreat, actually. And I'll flip the other side. Next, Secret Sea, little diamonds. Secret Sea with flowers and white. And it's got the old olive on the back. That's very pretty, all very pretty. I'm going to leave that there and take my photos on that. Put that somewhere so I don't step on it. Okay. Thank you for watching, everyone. I shall be back hopefully the same time. I was meaning to go earlier today, being so warm, but things happened and I didn't get here. So we'll see you again next time on a Thursday. Okay, bye-bye.